What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're talking about all the outgoing players that the Charlotte Hornets released yesterday, I believe it was. I'm recording this Sunday. I was just with family all day Saturday, so I was tweeting, but I really couldn't make a video. And usually I like to do videos as soon as stuff happens, but it just wasn't feasible, so hopefully y'all understand. But anyway, yesterday the Charlotte Hornets traded for Devontae Green. Thank you for your services. As he came back, we got a second-round pick for it. Then we waived him. Then we waived Davis Bertans. Then we waived Bryce McGowens, and then we waived. Was there somebody? Oh, Poku. And that was all probably a way to facilitate the Josh Green deal, the Reggie Jackson deal, Miles Bridges contract, all that other stuff. And I just kind of want to briefly touch on, talk about each of those guys, and then talk about kind of the hole that they left, though it may not be that big. Devontae Graham, obviously, it didn't matter. Charlotte Hornets legend, though. He made the era between kind of like post Kimba, pre LaMelo. He made that era kind of fun to be a Charlotte Hornets fan to an extent. Then I want to talk about Davis Bertans. I didn't really foresee him staying on the team anyway. I just didn't quite understand his contract because so much stuff has changed with it. So I didn't know if that was something that was going to happen, mid-season. I didn't know if that we're going to kind of keep him because he can shoot and just kind of see what happens, or they were just going to get rid of him. And that's kind of what they ended up doing. That's one of the guys I think leaves the biggest mark as far as him leaving, because of the fact that his shooting was something we need. His size is something we need. He's not the tallest guy in the world, but we don't have anyone that size that can shoot. Tajon Salam, maybe, but obviously he's a rookie, so it's just don't really want to rely on him. Josh Green we did acquire Josh Green, and his shooting can help. I don't want to speak on Reggie Jackson because I don't think he's going to stay. So we just need more shooting. LaMelo Ball coming back with Josh Green, that's not enough to make us go from 26th, 28th in the NBA in three-point shooting percentage. It's enough to make us better, but it's just not enough to make us that much better. So I would like to see, what do we do to address the shooting, because we desperately need it. How do they approach it is another thing I'm thinking, because are they going to approach it by signing someone that's like a bigger wing and then maybe 6'7", 6'8", and call it a day? Or are they going to look for someone who is more like 6'10", 6'11", and kind of be able to shoot? I don't know. We'll see. But I think we desperately need shooting. I would prefer actually to come from someone who with a little more size, because all of our bigs kind of operate the same. Nick Richards, Mark Williams, while their skill sets are a little different, their kind of impact is the same as far as what they do. Though they do they do other things differently and better than others. So, it is what it is. But I would just like to add some versatility to that. If not, I completely understand just getting a bigger wing, because we still do need some wings, especially cutting Bryce McGowens, who next. I saw it with him as like a deep bench piece. I just wasn't seeing it as he's going to end up developing into this player that we could really use. He may be a guy where, let's say someone in your top 9 of rotation is out for an extended period of time. You wouldn't be necessarily upset about him to kind of taking those minutes for 20 games, though you would really try to, lessen the workload for him. But I get it. I get why they didn't keep him. It just didn't seem like it was going to work. He really wasn't progressing in the way you would want him to. He had flashes. He had opportunity as well, and he just didn't take advantage of those opportunities. There were times where you would see possessions and be like, okay, it looks like he's getting better. But to me, there weren't games that indicate, hey, this guy is getting better. He would just have a game or two there, but it wasn't like, oh, every game I see him getting better. It was like, oh, no, he did this better this possession, this better this possession, but this was terrible these possessions. I really didn't have a good sample of games to look at and say, no, he's improving. It really wasn't like that. You would just see him, improve through possessions, but not. You need to keep a guy like that from the second round. You need to see improvement through games. You need to see, these 10 games, he was actually phenomenal. And phenomenal doesn't mean dropping 20 points. Phenomenal just means playing good defense and scoring, when you're open, and just small things like that. And we just weren't seeing it from him. And then Poku, I think they were just trying to take a flyer on Poku, and that's kind of, it is what it is. But once again, I would like to have someone his size that can shoot. It's not like he was the most elite shooter, but he was a threat. If we can get someone, a little more efficient, I would love that. But yeah, overall, the Hornets were just really, really busy. I think there's still a lot of moves to make. Reggie Jackson, I don't know what they're going to do with him. If you ask me who I would kind of prefer between Reggie Jackson and Micic, I would probably go lean Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson, I don't, he's won a championship and I don't think he wants to be here. Or maybe he won a championship and now this time he's like, I want to be here. I don't know. But Reggie Jackson, I think it would just kind of be a better fit for us as a backup point guard because of the veteran leadership, because he's played in the league. Yeah, think about it. Micic, though he has this pedigree overseas, he was a rookie last year in the NBA. So Reggie Jackson's been there, done that. He's been the sixth man. He's been the guy. He's been, a valuable bench piece to a championship team. Like, he's just done it all. So I think having that will kind of be a little more beneficial. Contract-wise, also, I think this is the last year of his $5 million. I think it's $5 million a year this year. So that would help. Micic, I believe, has this year and next year at 7. So I think that having Reggie Jackson, I think, will be a little more efficient that way. Gives us a little more leeway. However, it takes 2 to tango, so I don't know what they're going to do with Micic as far as a trade. I don't know if they straight up trade him. And then also we got KJ Simpson. I think Trey Mann, we've talked about a little bit on this channel, how I believe he's more of a 2, but he definitely could play the 1. So I would prefer Reggie Jackson, but we'll see. But yeah, that's kind of it. I just want to talk about the guys we've released because it was a lot. We did a lot of motion yesterday, but I would like to see more because there are some still questions. Like I said, we have way too many guards, paying them way too much money. Now, one thing I do understand is you don't know with LaMelo, right, as far as his ankle. You have multiple guys that can play point guard. I kind of see the vision from that standpoint, but as far as remove that injury aside, which I know is probably hard to do, especially as a team that's inheriting this guy who really hasn't got to know him as far as just be with him, since his rookie season, and I see how his ankle injury goes. You might just want to have that extra protection, but as far as an actual team building standpoint, it's kind of a little iffy. But once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate, all of you supporting all the content. I'm probably going to record 1 or 2 more videos today, and I'm going to try to get them out, over the next 2 days. So I might do multiple, releases, but we'll see. Life gets crazy, of course, when you're a father. But once again, thank you. I really appreciate it. I promise you I'm trying to get to these videos. It's just life. Life gets in the way, and unfortunately I cover a topic which is basketball, which news is dropping every day, and there's so many other topics to talk about because how I like to do. I like to talk about more than just the news. I like to talk about, what do I see the team doing and things like that. So I really just don't have the time just because it's a little hard to just get up and do it. But either way, I will figure it out. Thank you so much for supporting. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.